Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this episode I want to show you an introduction to ND filters and long exposure photography. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Serge Remedy. I'm a French photographer from the amazing, the incredible city of Paris, France. But right now I'm in Los Angeles, California, and in this episode I want to show you how you can use filters to get that extra long exposure. If you don't know what long exposure photography is, this is a great introduction video. Don't forget to click here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I make 1 to 2 episodes per week. And also don't forget to click the link below to get the raw file of this episode so you can follow along in the retouching phase. All right, so come and join me and let's take some long exposure photography together. All right, so I like this framing that you can see here. This little machine just is gonna help me to film my exact settings. So you see we have a nice foreground element with these two rocks, but the problem is that we are at like 1,000th of a speed and I'm like at F7 or something. So if I want to get the water to be a little more, I would like the water to be like a half a second, I can play around with filters. So today I have different filters. The sun is still very present, so I'm gonna go probably for an ND 1000, which is here. This is a Hoya, and you can get the link of this filter I'm using. So I'm gonna put this is gonna take 10 stops out, 10 stops, which I'm hoping is gonna do something nice with the water. So all you have to do is you put the filter on. Voila, and now everything is black, okay? But now I can lower my speed all the way to half a second. You see, now I went from 1/1000th of a second to a half a second, and I'm gonna put my camera on the 2-second timer, and this way, starting to get the flow like I like it. I think I want to go all the way to 1 second, okay? And then maybe just close the aperture a little bit. And let's see. So now all I have to do is to wait for a wave to go around the rocks. Let's see. Yeah. Usually when you get one good wave, you get one right after. I've always observed that they come by two. I love it. We have the sun right above the rocks. And now I'm just trying to catch the long exposure. And the ND filter enables me to be, at 1 second of exposure with all that sun, which is kind of cool. All right, now check this out. Boom. All right, let's see what we got here so far. The photo was actually a little too dark because this monitor that helps me monitor things is a little underexposed. So I'm going to go to like F5 or something. I'm gonna get 2 f-stop less and take a couple of shots. And then it's just a matter of waiting for the light to come, the water to come. We have about 10 more minutes of yes, that's kind of cool. And having a long exposure just gives that little extra, I find, aesthetic to the photo. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this one is kind of nice. This one's okay. Let's see here, maybe I'm gonna zoom in a little tiny more on the rocks. Okay, all right. What you wanna get is the flow of the water. I think I'm still underexposed, so I'm gonna go to F4. Because it's a 1000, it's a lot. It's 1000, it's a ND10, which is a lot. I'm taking a lot of light out. So I moved a little bit the framing to the right because now we have 3 rocks, 1 big rock and 2 small in front. And I'm still using the ND10 filter. I'm at half a second because 1 second I find that you lose the flow. So I had to go to about half a second, 3.5, which is not great, but I'm making sure that I'm focusing on the rocks. So it's okay, I don't care if the rest is a little blurry. And I had to go to ISO 250 because at half a second it was too dark, and I'd rather go at ISO 250 than to go to 1 second, because 1 second or 2 seconds the water gets too fuzzy. I don't want that. All right, so now the sun is about to touch the horizon. I have my ND 3 stops on, so I'm still at half a second, 50 ISO. Now, if you don't have a camera that goes to that goes to 100 ISO, then you can just close the aperture a little more, like this, and then wait for a wave to ride.
Pourquoi tu me donnes ça?
Attends. All right, so that's the photo that I got from the shot. Up here you can see the settings. So you see the problem is when you are, you don't have an ND filter on and you have so much sun. Here I am at 1/1000 of a second, and you can see it better on this photo, but look at the wave, it's very sharp. I mean, it can be kind of cool, but I think to get this look by adding an ND10 filter on, where I'm at half a second, is kind of more nice, because you got, let me open up the shadows in Lightroom here. So because you've got, basically smooth, again, really harsh. And look at this one also. I love the movement that it does. It just adds this little thing. If I were to retouch this photo, I would bring down the highlights. I would open up the shadows a little bit. I would do a little black point, white point. Maybe, play around with the, take a little gradient here. You click and drag, and then you can just like lower the exposure, maybe add a bit of blue. This is definitely not the best of the series. I'm going to take the crop tool and go 16:9 because, I like this, but the sky is a little bit boring. Voila, and maybe just add a little bit of magenta, just a little bit. So, okay, now let's move further in time. I actually shot 120 photos. I'm not going to show you all that I shot. The problem is that you have to wait for the waves to come up and sort of, go around the rocks and wait for something kind of nice to happen. And one thing I do often when I have a retouching that I kind of like, I just select, all the photos that have like a similar lighting and just click synchronize. And so I can have an idea. Of course, you need to fine tune it, but it gives me an idea. You see, that's when I started zooming in. It gives me an idea of what the photo can look like. I just love the shape that it has. But that's kind of cool too. Where it got better is, I think, a bit later on. When we, so where are we at? Still at 0.5 of a second. I'm still here at 0.5 of a second. But now I'm at 3.5. Okay, let's see this one here. Yes, so now I have the ND3 on. The sun is lower, so I'm still at half a second, because that's what I was aiming for. I just changed two filters, ND10, ND3, and I'll put the link below the video for the NDs I'm using. But half a second is what I was playing for. I just love water at half a second. So with the ND3, I had to be at 50 ISO. I had to be at f14. I had to close a lot more my camera, but I got to be there. And so this is going to require a little bit of a different retouching. I actually waited for the sun to come down a little bit more. Yeah, so that's the one. I went back to ISO 100 f22 half a second. All right, and so on this one, I think this one is the best of the series. Same thing, I'm going to open up the shadows, bring down a bit the highlight. I'm going to do my black point, my white point. I think I want to go to shade. Shade is, if you shoot RAW, you have the possibility of choosing a little bit your aperture. Now, I was at f22. That's the problem, because f22, you can see all the sensor dust. That's kind of a problem. I'm going to go 16:9. And if you've got a smaller thing, so I'm just going to take this and see if I can erase that. Yeah, that did the job, and I think there is another one there. I'm just erasing with the spot removal tool here. I would spend more time on this, but you get the idea. Let's see here. I don't know, maybe I want to add back some blues into it. Yeah, I think blue is kind of better. And then there is another sensor dust there. So again, I was at f22 100, but then I had to put an ND3 filter on to get that half a second exposure.
Okay, maybe add a bit of contrast. Yeah, like that. And now I'm going to take a brush and I just want to put more. You see how I love the white here. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to go to exposure and I'm just going to brush a bit of light here on this thing. So make sure that your flow and density is around 90. And what I'm doing it a little too much at first. I'm just putting a little more emphasis on the water. So you see I'm at 0.85. This is way too much. I'm going to go down under 0.50, but it just adds a little bit of you know, attention on the flow on the water that I kind of really like. I think my rocks are a little too dark, so you know what? I'm just going to take a brush and I'm going to brush on the rocks too to bring just a little bit more details on the brush here. Okay, that's too much. Just a little bit more. Something like this. I think I want to make a gradient. I want to make a gradient here. Also lowering the exposure. And if I'm going too fast, I'm going to link a video below. It's called Learn Lightroom in 15 minutes, where you can just review all these basics. Also, because this could help you. So now I've got a whole bunch of sensor dust that just appear because I lowered the exposure. That's the problem with being at f22. Ideally, I would have to put like an ND5 filter, so I could have been like at f16, but I didn't have I only had a one ND3 and an ND10. That was the only two filters I had that day. But voila, I really like this photo. I think this is really a good introduction to low exposure photography. I hope you like this. I would need to clean it up even more. I see there's one more sensor dust there, but that's the general idea. I love doing this type of photography. If you're close to some kind of water where there is movement, you know, try out ND filters. It's really fun and you really get really cool photos. Also, guys, don't forget I'm going to give you the source files, a couple of source files from the shot, so you can play around with it, see how they react to your retouching, to your liking. You can download them. The link is below this video. And I hope you're going to enjoy this introduction to long exposure. See you in another video.